Hey guys, in this video we'll be continuing with the C# .net tutorials. We'll be continuing where we left off from the previous tutorial, so if you haven't seen that one, start from the beginning of the playlist. So we just to recap, we talked about labels, we played around with some of the properties for labels. We didn't get into the code yet, we just set up this event handler, that's about it, we haven't done anything in it. So we'll just move on to we'll use code to display output in a label control. So this might be more parts to the tutorial. So we may need to break this up into another two. So we'll just see what we have here. So in addition to displaying unchanging text on a form, label controls are also useful for displaying output while an application is running. For example, let's say you have a calculation and you want to display the result of the calculation on a specific location. So I guess a different location. So we can use a label control to display the output in a different location. So what we can do is while creating the app's GUI, you place a label control on the form at the location where you want the result to be displayed. So basically, then in the properties window, you erase the contents of the label controls text property. So this kind of sounds confusing until we do it. So because the controls text property is empty, the control will not initially display anything when the application runs. So that's step one. So in step two, in the application code, you write the necessary statements to perform the calculation, and then you store the result of the calculation in the label controls text property. So this causes the result to be displayed on the form in the label control. Basically in the code you just use an assignment statement, similar to what we did with the button text. I think, was it the button text or the dialog box? We did the dialog box text, so in this case we're just setting a label text. It's almost the exact same thing. I think we're calling the dot text property. So properties we call with the dot operator. So we just call our label dot text. So let's do an example here. So we can code our text basically. Instead of typing the text with this label in the properties, so instead of typing the text in the properties window, we can just code the text in. So what we can do is we can check our name. Whoops. Design, get that up, then click properties. Okay, so we have label 1. So what do we have here? So let's just try here. So we'll say label 1. A little laggy. Okay, label 1. Where is it? Label 1. Just label 1. Okay, so just label with a 1. So label 1, then we call the dot operator. So we'll say, so it's not set text. Usually you might see set text, but in this case we just call text. So just label 1.text. We'll point it to the string. C++ is also cool. We'll have to make sure, don't forget the semicolon. That should be okay. That didn't update, did it? Something wrong with this? I might have to run it to actually see the difference, so let's try that. You won't be able to see, I don't think you will be able to see the output window. But we'll try and see what happens here. If you're running this code, You'll be able to see it if you run it. If you're doing everything the same I am, hopefully you are. Okay, where is the window? Seems like Visual Studio is a little bit slower than Rider. Well, not Rider, but JetBrains software. Usually JetBrains software is pretty fast, that's what I like about it. Haven't seen the window pop up yet. Unless it's already popped up. Nope. Not sure what happened there. Let me try debug. Can't see a start, so that means it's either loading or just somewhere hidden. Okay. Didn't see anything come up yet, so we have label 1.txt, we set it to that. We should have seen it update right away. I'm not sure why it didn't update right away. The text is set to C#. It should have updated. I didn't see anything start. So if that's loading, we'll just talk a little bit more. So we have the assignment operator, so which is just the equal sign. So I said points to. I just say points to because this is actually a memory location on the other side. One side's a variable, one side's a memory location, so I just say points to. It'll help you with all languages pretty much. C for just general C and C++ that may might want to say set to, because it has its own memory locations, but technically it is still pointing to something, so you can just say it both. Hopefully I didn't confuse anyone during that time in my C tutorials. So we have basically the right side of the operator is a string. C++ is also cool, and that's assigned to the the label 1 controls text property. So we should have the text C++ is cool, should be displayed in the labels control. In the label control, apologize. I'm not sure what's happening here. We have the spinny circle of death. Something happened, okay. Where is the output? Still don't see anything. It's all blanked out at the top, I believe. Oh, there's a stop button. Okay, so is it just not showing up? When did I click the wrong thing? There's two play buttons here. One's a WinForms app, one's the other one. What's the other one do? Hopefully you can see that at the top. There's a play button that's all colored in and filled, and the other one's like just an outline. I'm not sure if that's actually doing anything. I've had this problem with VS Code before. It often lags. That's the problem with it. That's why well, not just that, but the theme too. That's why I switched over to JetBrains stuff. Might need a really good gaming PC to run it. Okay, let's try that again. Anything that come up? No, nothing. WinForms app, we'll try that one more time. In the meantime, we'll just continue on. So we have, excuse me, with the notes. So we have the text should be displayed. We reference our control name, set the text. That should just be an easy set. So we'll do another example here with a text box. Actually, no, we'll use two labels. We'll make one label kind of a text box. I'm not getting the output here, so don't worry about that for now. Unless it's just hidden and I can't see it. Because I'm supposed to click some other tab or something. Usually it just pops up though. There we go, it popped up finally. I don't know why it did that several times. Okay, we didn't get any change here. So I'll just stop that. I don't think you can see it, but if it's the exact same thing that we had on the what was it? On the design tab, basically the exact same thing. So it seems to be might have to click on the design tab. We can get in there. It seems to be kind of lagging. Okay, so it looks like the application ran again. Okay, design. Can we get to the design tab? Unless the application pops up on the design tab and it doesn't pop up here on the code tab, if you know what I mean. Maybe perhaps the GUI just pops up in the design tab, not the code tab, or the window. You have to actually click on the design window to run the app. Maybe that's where it only can show. Now it's kind of glitching out again. I think it's still running. Yeah, it looks like it ran a bunch of times. We have a bunch of windows that popped up. Okay. Apologize for that. I will have to try Writer for the next one. Where is the design tab now? There we go. Okay, so we got the design tab. So if I try to run it, it might pop up here. So let me just try to run it again. Okay, I think it only pops up in the design tab. If I click the code tab and run it, it does. Okay, that's why. Okay, so it was running. The thing, I didn't know that, so that's kind of dumb, because in JetBrains software and Google's Android Studio, which is also made by JetBrains, if you didn't know that, Android Studio is developed by JetBrains. JetBrains also created the Kotlin programming language, so they're pretty advanced. The thing is, when you run that in JetBrains software, it comes up on the code or the design tab, either one. You can also split screen and have design in one and code on the other. So that's why it wasn't actually popping up. So once again, you have to click the design window or the design tab, then click play, or then click run, and then you should see your GUI pop up, which is going to look exactly like this, because we don't have any other functions that change. So we didn't get what we wanted. We didn't get the text change. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the form1.cs. So then we'll go with view code. Actually, no, that's not what we want. So we want to get this up. So double click the text box, or sorry, the label box with our C# inside. Double click that. Seems to be it. Didn't actually update to do this wrong here. .text should be capital T. Use a double string. Okay, so let's just continue on here. Let's try something else. So we have We'll go with another example. Basically, let's go with let's just talk about, so the text property accepts strings only. So you can't put a number in there, we can skip that. So clearing a label, we can just, to clear a label, it should just be like this. Oh, you know what? I know why I didn't update. I know why. The reason is we have to save it, because for some reason it doesn't update unless you save it. I think that's the reason. So, because hopefully that fixes it, because I heard someone say that in another another YouTuber said that, so let me just try if that's correct. Didn't get an update yet, but let's try that. Maybe, maybe not. Nope, that didn't work, damn it. I thought that was it. Should have been. C++ is also cool, label 1.txt. We saved it. Save form 1.cs. Save all. Run. We have our include statements. I don't think we actually did them. Let's see. Usually they are there automatically. You might have to add those in for it to run properly. It did run though. Okay, so we do have some stuff here. Do we have to type all those in? It should have worked. We didn't need to. Actually, maybe let's just go with that then. So clearing a label, we won't see it updated at this time, but we will get an update in a sec. So to clear a label, to just make it empty, is just like that, an empty string. So once again, we can just have our label like that for now, which isn't showing up. So let's basically let's do the example here for the language translator, language learner thing. So we have, it will display the phrase good morning in different languages, Italian, Spanish, and German. When the user clicks one of the buttons, the translator phrase will appear in the label control. We might actually have to start that in the next one. We have some time, so let's just maybe try to do some of it. So we'll just use this project name. So we're going to need 2 labels and 3 buttons. Okay, so let us go with, so let's basically click on our design tab here. Let's go with this. Maybe there's a glitch here because I had that, I had this from a while ago, so let's just try deleting that. What is that? So if I click on this, okay, everything got messed up, okay. That's okay, don't worry about it, so we will try to make this box bigger, out of the form. So then we will click the toolbox. We will click 2 labels. And 3 buttons. Alright, so everything's kind of just all stacked on top, so you might want to just get them one by one. So we'll just maybe, we'll go with this size, it's okay. Nothing's going to be properly aligned, maybe just this part we can see a line there, but usually you want to have a certain distance away from the sides of the window, from the bottom and the top. You want to have it away, you want properly set, probably centered exactly in the middle, and some distance away from the bottom. So then we have two labels here. It shows you that it's kind of trying to line up, but we don't really want it on the left or the right. We want it in the middle, but that's okay. We'll just go with something for now. It may not look perfect, maybe kind of like a ghetto kind of form. That's alright. So we'll just go with the ghetto form for now. So we have button 1, button 2, button 3. Label. Why is it labeled? Okay, because we already had some labels, so that's fine. So we will have to set up all this. Looks like most of it through the properties. We may actually continue this in the next one because it's going to take a while to do all that. So we'll probably we'll just get your labels set up. Button set up. We're gonna be able to make sure everything's aligned properly as the by the time the series is done, you'll be a master at laying out everything just with code. So we'll use the drag and drop tool for now just to kind of get used to it, just to see how it works. Drag and drop is good when you're trying to do really complex things. It can help you kind of get started. So I apologize for the loading and stuff. I'm gonna have to try Rider and see if it's any better, because we usually don't have that problem with just the code editors. So yeah, so in the next one we might finish the tutorial in Visual Studio, just this one, and then for the next one, the ones coming up, we'll try Rider and see how that goes. If Rider does do good, I'll try to guide you guys how to install it. So we can switch over to Rider by JetBrains. It does cost money actually, but if you have a student email, it's free. So just you can try an email. I'm not sure if it'll work, but if you have a student email, I think even if you graduated, it should still work. You just need a student email. It's lifetime free. So hopefully you guys do. If you don't, I'm sorry. Well, you'll have to copy me with Visual Studio if I move to Rider. It'll be the same thing. I'm recording, so it might have those lagging moments. Also, my PC is not a gaming PC. So we will continue on in the next tutorial. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. You can like and subscribe to the channel if you'd like for more programming, investing tutorials, making bots and stuff. So yeah, so thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Take care.